Want to learn strings from scratch in C++? Well, you are in the right place, my friends. Welcome to the 13th episode of Quant Chronicles. My name is Logan Legacy, and you are watching us go from zero to hero, landing our quant internship in 1 year. So by November 2026, we will have had and landed our quant internship. Hopefully, with our fingers crossed, moving to Miami. That is where we want to go, not Chicago. So yeah, anyways, on our last video, we were talking about math books. In our second last video, we were talking about pointers. So it's only fitting that we touch on arrays today. So what are arrays? Now there's arrays, there's strings, there's pointers. They all kind of work hand in hand with each other. And let me actually adjust this light. Okay, so essentially, we are going to be talking about one-dimensional arrays, two-dimensional arrays, multi-dimensional arrays, which is essentially 3 arrays, and 4 arrays and above, which is used for machine learning, which we're not really touching on that today, but essentially that will be down the road when we make our crypto trading bot using a quant algorithm. And if that is something that interests you, definitely slide in my DMs, which I don't even think I'm offering that to the public yet, but definitely comment down below if you're interested in starting some kind of startup quant firm mixed with some crypto prediction algorithms. That's what I want to do. That's what we're building on this channel. And eventually we will get there. And just as a disclaimer on this YouTube channel as well, I want to highlight that we are learning programming essentially from the beginning. Now we do have some programming experience with stuff like Dreamweaver, CSS, HTML from way back in the day. But this is all super fresh for me. And yeah, so I just want to give a disclaimer. So if there's any developing senior developers in our watch time right now, definitely leave a comment down below and let us know if we were lukewarm, warm, or we totally missed the boat. So anyways, let's get into one-dimensional arrays. Now, what is a one-dimensional array? It's essentially a piece of, you can think about it like little boxes that contain data. And this would be like a visual representation of an array. Now, the arrays are defined by brackets, like a hard bracket. And essentially what you do is you bracket, you declare an integer, and then you name it something like nums, and then you give it, nums would be short for like an array, and then you essentially give it the value inside the bracket. Now, that leads us to two-dimensional arrays. Now, two-dimensional arrays are pretty interesting because they go from left to right, starting at 0 on both sides. So think about it like Microsoft Excel. That's probably the best way we can explain it. And essentially, what happens is if you have an integer nums with something like 0 and 1, you would start from the 0 on the left-hand side of the array, and then you would go to 1. So 0 and 1 would be 2, which I have highlighted right here at number 2. And then, so if you could guess 2, which would start right here at 2, and then you would go to 3. So 1, 2, 3, which you can't really hardly see it here. I'll erase that and make it a 3. So, so essentially you'd start at 2, you would go to 3, and that would be this 12 that we have inserted here, and that is 12. And then if you would do like 0 and 0, it would start here at the left and go right. It would be this 1 right here. So that's essentially two-dimensional arrays. Now we also have three-dimensional arrays. Get ready for this, ladies and gentlemen. So essentially, a multi-dimensional array is just an array inside of another array. Now, usually these three-dimensional arrays are used for like video games, or like if you're like a scientist and you want to track, some kind of biology data or something. I'm just throwing an example out there. But you would essentially use these multi-dimensional arrays, and they would go 1, 2, 3, opposed to the two-dimensional array that would go 1, 2 brackets. You would have 3 brackets, 3 hard brackets. And yeah, you would just name them in there. And I didn't actually see a visual when studying the C++ book that which we're reading, which we're right now, guys, at page 120 on that book out of 571. If you've been watching this series, you've been watching each episode, that you know that we essentially wanted to read a really good beginner's guide C++ book. And that book is about 571 pages long. And I gave myself the crazy goal, which is not really that crazy, to read 77 pages a day. Now, I'm a speed reader. I read super fast. I can get through a book like this in an afternoon if I really had time. But essentially, we gave ourselves the challenge of reading 77 pages a day. And at first I was like, oh, this will be easy. And then I started reading. I got to about page 20 to 30 on day one. And I was like, I'm cooked. I need to just slow down and really kind of just slowly ingest this and not trying to speed read this or speed rush this, because C++ is going to be our native language. And the reason we're learning C++ is because C++ is what all quant developers use on Wall Street. If you didn't know, go watch my Wall Street, my video on why C++ is still king in Wall Street, essentially is still used today, is because it's super fast. It really boils down to memory, speed, allocation. And essentially, yeah, I mean, that's the reason why we're learning C++ and we're going to become masters. We are becoming masters at C++ before we even touch Python or any other thing. We want to get really, really good at C++. And the reason we are slowly reading that C++ book, that beginner's book, that's 500 pages, is because we want this stuff to actually click. And if you don't know, I've been talking about this great guy in our videos. His name is, Coding Jesus. Oh, sorry, I blanked there for a second. But Coding Jesus is amazing. He's like this quant developer. He lives in Chicago. I've almost watched almost all of his videos now, even though we just started watching him like 2 weeks ago. I've seen like almost all of his videos now. And he has a really excellent method of learning C++ and programming, essentially. And he says that you want to essentially start at like the first month or two that you're learning this stuff, is you want to just overload with books, with knowledge. Just read before you even touch an IDE. So that's what we're doing. We're essentially reading as much as we possibly can right now, overloading our brains until the point it hurts. And then once we are overflowed with knowledge and information, then we download our IDE, then we start coding and stuff. So essentially, but yeah, that brings me into our next point right here. So last night, guys, I don't want to overpromise anything like that, because it could not show up or whatever. I don't really know exactly how this is going to happen. I mean, surely it's just going to show up, but there is a chance that it won't show up. But essentially, I bought a brand new Linux machine exclusively to code C++ on and to learn everything Linux, because we're going to have to do that. And I didn't really want to break my MacBook or my desktop or anything like that. So that's the reason we bought an older, outdated laptop with Linux on it. I forget the actual booting Linux that we got, but we got a good one that was specifically for beginners in Linux. And we might re-download the OS and get a better operating Linux, but essentially we are going to learn Linux, and that is kind of like where we need to go to get really programming C++. And then once we've programmed enough programs in C++, we've done enough projects in C and C++ on Linux, then we can slowly migrate to Python. I know there's a lot of people wanting me to start on Python. And I also want to address a comment we got on the channel, I believe a day or two ago, and someone asked me if I know anything about low latency systems. And yeah, I mean, low latency systems are definitely something that we're going to be touching on and getting into on this YouTube channel. So definitely subscribe, hit that like button if that's something that you want to see here. We're not going to be changing careers necessarily into a low latency developer per se, but we will be learning low latency stuff to essentially boost our trading black box, which also, I don't know if you know about trading black boxes, but essentially we'll actually just save that for another video. Comment down below if you want to know about, if you want the video about crypto or quantitative black boxes, and I'll explain that the best I can, because I still haven't obviously seen one in person or anything like that, but they look very fun and I definitely want to make one. So yeah, if that's something that you want to do as well, definitely reach out and we'll make it happen. So anyways, let's get back to this real quick. We have multi-dimensional arrays. We explained the 3-dimensional arrays, and now essentially anything higher than that requires like a lot of compute power, but there are 4-dimensional arrays that are very awesome, and they're specifically used for training machine learning. The tensors, if I'm not mistaken, inside of the machine learning is the different, like you've seen this illustration, it looks like the cabal or something. It has, you know, just one point and there's just all these different lines going to multiple different arrays and stuff. Like, it looks pretty wild. That is what machine learning is doing with these arrays. They're learning, you know, it's just like one central one array, and then it splits into like you know, it just goes down all these different you know, avenues essentially. Kind of think about it like the Wheel of Fortune, if you've ever seen Wheel of Fortune. You know, like the, or is it, no, I'm sorry, The Price is Right. The Price is Right show. You know, like your grandma would be watching it when you go visit her, and The Price is Right, like the lady puts the little chip in at the top and it trickles down, and you know, there's all these different prizes at the bottom there. You could think about those as like different arrays, and you got the original data and it pings around, you know, it's like bing, 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 bing. It might go all the way right, it might go all the way left, it might go somewhere in the middle, but there's like all these different you know, prizes at the very bottom. You can kind of think about that as a 4-dimensional array, and it goes higher. It goes 4th, 5th dimension. I mean, they go way up there, but you need a lot of compute power. And most of the time, you will just be using like 1-dimensional or 2-dimensional arrays as a quant developer, or so I've heard. So if I'm wrong, put it down in the comments. So essentially, before we go, I know a lot of people probably saw my last video that I posted and was probably like, what's up with all these books and stuff? And yeah, this book, in specifically the Little Book of Mathematic Principles, Theories, and Things, written by Robert Solomon. Essentially, in this book, I started to read it last night, and Euler is a very famous mathematician who worked a lot with arrays back in, he was born in the 1700s over in Europe, and he essentially has this magic square array that is very interesting and very fun to work with. Essentially, he explains that when you put these numbers, so 8, 3, 4 in the top, so you know, if you think about this like a computer program, you know, you would have you know, 0, 0 and like 0, 1, so like 0, 1 would be 8, 3, 4, and then, you know, on the second, you know, you got 1, 5, 9, 6, 7, 8. If you take these numbers and you actually, let's see, let me actually erase some of this. So if you take these numbers right here, you know, and you were to do 8 plus 3 plus 4, what is that? That's 12, that's 15. And then you divide that by 3, which is, I believe, 5, right? So 5. And then you have 1 plus 5 plus 9, that's 10, that's 15. You divide it by 3, that's 5. And then you got 6 plus 7 plus 2. That also, if I'm not mistaken, that would be 9, that would be 15. You divide that by 3, it equals 5. So he essentially says that the sum of the 3's in the 3 columns will all be added up and divided by 3. And he essentially explains that there's like this magical array problem, and you know, this is back in the 1700s, but I thought it was cool and it's somewhat related to what we had going on today. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. We have a little over 70 subscribers right now. That's wild. And we have like something like 13 or 1400 hours of watch time, or I don't believe it's that much. I think it's like 24. It's something really wild, or maybe it's the impressions or something. I don't know. Anyways, guys, as a quant, I'm looking at the analytics on this channel and I'm super proud. I cannot believe that we've gotten this far. So I just wanted to congratulate you. We're heading up to 100 subscribers, and I gave ourselves the goal because someone on the comments commented on this heart shadow back here. I gave ourselves the goal of once we reach 2,000 subscribers as a camera engineer and someone who owns multiple cameras and drones and lights and microphones and everything like that, I wanted to up the quality in the production. So if you like this channel, if you think someone that you know could benefit by either becoming a quant or just learning C++, definitely send them this channel and let's get to 2,000 subscribers, because we want to whip out the really nice cameras and the production quality and stuff. But we have to make it there first. So, and I, really had no idea this would ever even really get picked up. I more or less is making this YouTube channel for my own learning. That way I can track the progress of what I'm exactly learning. And so when we apply for that quant interview in about a year's time, I can show the really hard work that we've been putting in and every single hour dedication and stuff like that to this channel. But anyways, guys, I'm really giving it my all. So if you would, smash this like button and turn on the bell notifications if you want to be notified as soon as we drop our latest video. Until next time, peace.